Hi, I'm Instructor Max, and on this episode of the gun handling and safety, we're going to learn a variety of ways how to actually hold the gun when you're out and about shooting and sort of standing around and everything else. So now we're going to cover, so obviously the most acceptable ways to hold it when you're there, waiting, queuing, or doing whatever you're doing. So the first one is obviously be the T position, which is obviously the most popular version, where obviously I'm right-handed, so I'm going to push my forearm in front of the trigger guard, hold it like that. Then I'm going to push my left hand on top of the barrel like that, and then my right hand is going to touch my other forearm. And that is perfectly acceptable. And if anything happens, if I fall over or slip or do whatever, this gun is obviously perfectly protected by me. So the other one would just be without obviously my left hand in play, where obviously the gun is just resting like that on my forearm, perfectly acceptable. It doesn't quite offer exactly the same sort of protection, it's a little bit free. So obviously this is one of my preferred ones, but it's not exactly perfect. There are obviously avenues where it could go wrong. Obviously, sometimes my barrels do get close to the ground. Obviously that leads to obviously stuff getting popped at the barrels and everything else. Or if I trip and fall, obviously if I fall, the barrels or the gun is going to be the first thing to go onto the ground. So it's not necessarily the safest, but obviously potentially one of the easiest ways to do it. So this sort of position is when I'm preparing to go into the stand and I can walk in quite easily. With the gun on the shoulder, preferably with your hand on the barrels, simply because obviously there is a danger of you tripping over, falling over, but at least this position is one of those positions where you just got to be standing still and preferably with no one behind you. But obviously there is an avenue where obviously if someone's behind you, you move, and then there could be potential for you hitting that person behind you. But also with this position, you are exposed to things potentially falling on it, and obviously it wouldn't be very nice if you were like this and then obviously a bit of clay did then hit your stock. This is the only acceptable way if you're going to have it on your shoulder. Obviously sometimes you see people that rotate it so the barrel's pointing backwards. Obviously if someone's behind you, all of a sudden someone's got barrels pointed at them. Regardless of if it's open, it still doesn't look very good. I know this gun is empty now, so I'm going to close it up. And obviously what we don't want to see, because you do still see it quite a lot on shooting grounds, people walking around like this. And even if it is empty, but we all know it's empty, but it still doesn't look very good, it's going to scare some people and it's completely socially unacceptable. So when you're walking around a shooting ground, please make sure it's always open, unless it's in a slip. So my Instructor Max How to Hit series is really important to me, but this is even more important, because obviously we need to make sure that we are all safe when out on a shooting ground, whether you're new or experienced shot. Hopefully you found it really interesting. So please like and subscribe and comment down below what you'd like to see next.